welcome to another episode of the Chemical Vision Podcast, episode 13. What up, everybody? I'm Johnny, your interdimensional guitar wizard. I'm here with Tyler.
Yes, you are. And,
who else are we here with, Tyler?
we're also here with Jeremiah.
Oh yeah.
So this is it's very special. One. I'm sorry I cut you off there, Tyler.
I think that we're super hot.
Okay, here let's take care of a little bit of this.
I know I'm super hot. Oh yeah.
That's why this is why Tyler is the right hand man.
I'm right over here.
And producer of this show.
I think we were a little distorted, you know.
Okay, hey, well that's why we haven't taken care of that. Well, this is episode number 13.
Lucky? Unlucky?
Yeah. Well,
maybe that's why these are so fucking hot.
That's right. Well, I think it's lucky because we got Jeremiah here. Okay, he's here. Here's our guest. We're gonna get into a really awesome interview with him. We've just played a show this last May 30th where he opened it up, and it was pretty badass. I gotta
wild.
say.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
like the avant-garde, right? Am I using that word correctly? Approach that you took to your live set. I do like the 30-minute songs. I think it's cool. I think we'll probably get into
30 second
songs.
Excuse me, 30-second songs, and we'll get into that more interview. But I thought it was a great addition for that show in particular. I'm glad we have you on here, and I'm glad we're about to have some of our segments. But real quick, for anybody who is new to the show, we are Chemical Vision. Well, Tyler and I are Chemical Vision, parts of Chemical Vision. We are from the future, and we are now here in 2025 to help save the future of music. We have a whole story about that, and you can go back to some of our onboarding episodes to get caught up. But we just want to keep giving you guys a little taste if you're a newcomer to the episode. But leave us a comment and let us know below. So, all right.
As a member of the present, I would like to welcome you from the future. We're happy that you're here to show us the way.
Well,
thank you very much.
We actually traveled to the future and then came back.
That's right.
So he a little bit misspoke. I think he was just excited that you're here. So
that's pretty much what I've been talking about all day about it, and he's probably got annoyed with how many times I've been like, hey, do you mind if I ask this question or this question? But he's dealt with it.
Cool. So yeah, we are normal people. But we did meet someone who took us to the future.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Why did you come back from the future?
Well, it's pretty fucking bleak.
Yeah, it is pretty bleak.
So we Terminator 2'd it, came back to stop, the horrible decomposition of music.
That's right. And it becomes soulless in the future, where basically it becomes nothing but like lo-fi beats to study to.
Man.
All made by AI.
All fueled by corporate, entities. Also, we've already written our hits in the future. We're now trying to evade the police, now coming back from the future. So we're now rewriting the hits that we had in the future so we can try to save what little is left.
Man, that's deep.
Yeah, ridiculous, it's right? At the same time, no.
Have you seen Blade Runner?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. This happens in the same universe. That's right. That's right. That's like an offshoot scene with what's really happening in the Chemical Vision universe.
Right.
Well, rock and roll, man. I'm sure everybody's going to be excited to see what sort of insight you can provide to us.
And see three titties. Everybody wants to see three titties.
That's Total Recall.
Oh, sorry. I'm confusing my 80s.
Yeah, no, but still great. But same universe that we also exist in.
Yes.
Anyway, well, what we have here, we have our first segment. This is a segment that everybody gets into. Most people know. Jeremiah, you've probably heard this one before. This one's Tex-Mex. So this is all right. So this is where we talk about gear that makes our sound slap. I'm trying to sound like sound like Gen Z, like the kids. Actually, so really, what Tex-Mex is typically when one of the mechs, these are the synthetic beings that we have playing in our band. They rate their favorite 21st century technology as well as us. Though the mechs are out chasing women, as always, 21st century women. He kind of left up to Tyler, Jeremiah, and myself to go over our favorite 21st century tech. Tyler, what was your favorite favorite 21st century tech?
Of all time, or just recently?
Just recently.
Oh, well, like on our last single, let's see, what did we just put out? We just put out Artificial. We put out Dark Craft.
Dark Craft.
I think I've actually I've kind of in the past 2 or 3 songs I've made a effects chain that I've been kind of growing fond of, and I've named it Epic Vocals.
That's awesome.
That's pretty nice, man. I like that. I dig it.
And yeah, it's got quite a few different. It's probably got 5 or 6 different effects and a little EQ and a little of this. And I think one of the ones on there is made by a company called Polyverse. If I'm shouting out a name, if that sounds right, then they have one that like it's called Wider, and it like helps widen out the voice and it really thickens it up. And so it's kind of, I think it's so you don't have to do the doubling up as much, but I like to do it and then do the double.
Yeah,
so that it's like,
just a meaty wall of vocals coming at you. Yeah.
That's kind of that's what Epic Vocals. That's TM on that for me.
Yeah, I love that actually. But your vocal change great live and in the studio is always awesome. I'll save mine for last. Jeremiah, what's your favorite piece of 21st century tech? It doesn't have to be production wise. It can be
TV.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer a mixture of biological technology and mechanical technology.
Oh, nice.
My favorite technology,
chemical vision style,
is my ears. See, what I like to do is listen to the music with my ears, and if it sounds good, then it's good. Then I go to the mechanical technology. But ultimately, stereo delay, hands down. Stereo delay.
Cool.
I put it on everything that I do. It's so versatile. You can use it on guitars, drums, vocals. It doesn't matter if it's a stock plugin or a plugin you purchase. Stereo delay.
Yep.
Use it on everything.
I agree. It's in my Epic Vocals chain.
Yes,
for sure.
sir.
I felt that as you said that I was like, maybe I need to use more. I'm sorry. Are you going to say something?
No, I was going to say I think on Dark Craft I have one doing like on the dotted half note and one doing on the like
the triplet.
On the
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's like
Yes.
and you say one word and it's like
If you're just listening to audio, this is probably going to be the most fascinating part of it right now. We should probably sample this and make the new Corn Freak on a Leash right now for that.
oh yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, all right. So stereo delay.
Stereo delay and my ears.
Okay, and your ears. So, okay, I like that. Well, for me, we're working on a new single that's going to be coming out here real soon called Equilibrium. A little faster in schedule, but it's a guitar sim that I use on this. It's my favorite. It's my secret weapon. Man, it's like such a secret weapon that I don't even like that I'm saying it right now. It's
Use a code word.
Yeah, that's right. No, well, it's the 1111 by Auto Audio. It was like
their amp.
To be honest, yeah, that's like, to be honest, if anybody's heard anything that I've released within the last like 3 years with heavy guitars on it, that's what I'm playing through.
Nice.
That's like probably part of my rig. Also, probably I'm gonna be layering it like studio wise. A lot of times, what I'll layer to, and I'll totally. I guess my other secret, I layer a lot with synth for like some meat in some areas as needed. But that just comes from me being a producer and like mixing engineer, and one I guess not so much an engineer, but just like you're
a tinkerer too.
Yeah.
A technician.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there we go. I like that.
technician.
Yeah. So, but amp sims, and although, I know it's a hot take that's going on a lot recently. I saw too with like Riff Hard and IAL. Yeah, the bands.
Is that what this is for?
No, that's my PT bands. Yeah, from my shoulder.
To get puff.
Yeah, that too. But with IAL talking about Rick Bieto about talking about amp sims and everybody sounding the same, I disagree. I come from the mindset too, and this I know I just took a short-winded answer and made it a long one, but I come from the frame of mind that tone comes from your hands, not just like the amp or the amp sim. Yeah, everybody's gonna have the same stuff. It's gonna sound good, but I can hear people playing through that. Yeah, you can have the same amp, but and he might be right at some point, but I don't think at all it's gonna make music sound bad.
No, it's not gonna. No.
A lot of different chefs use the same tools to create different dishes, and it's all about the chef that's using the tool. Great
metaphor. That's great. I like that. I like that a lot actually. We're gonna clip. That's gonna be a clip right there.
clip that.
Yeah.
We're like a chef.
Yeah.
Yo, Sonic future chefs.
Oh,
Ho, ho, ho.
Whoop.
what are you doing over there?
Yeah, right.
That's not the segment 2 music.
Yeah, this is what happens when I didn't update the I was gonna say iPad, my MacBook here. nice. Thank you, brother. That's great.
I'll tell you a story. I used to know a drummer, and I told a joke while he was sitting behind the drums, right? And he went, "But he actually spoke it." And I was like, "You're sitting behind the drums, dude. Why didn't you play it?"
Well, you know,
It's kind of even better. It's like more like, oh yeah, that's like the slow clap for you. It's like, yeah, real.
so that
fucking
was
funny.
Tyler going, "Cool story, bro," to me.
Cool story.
Yeah. But speaking of, all right, so that's gonna take us to segment 2. Woo!
Deuces.
Oh man, how did I go? And segment 2 is going to be the meat of this podcast, and that is our interview with Jeremiah here.
That's right.
That's me.
Welcome. Is that a bird?
Happy to be here.
That is actually.
The sun came out.
What's so funny is that same bird, and for anybody who doesn't know, the Chemical Vision podcast studio is in a dimension far, far away, yet very close to you. Maybe also in
There's still
Clearwater,
birds.
Florida, but there are birds. This same bird will wake us up in the morning, even when I can sleep in, because typically, you know me, I'm a 5 a.m. and
Sure.
go. Even when I want to sleep in till 7, he's oh no,
he's
and
a happy bird.
he's persistent.
He's
yeah.
a happy bird.
He's the Lord is strong with that bird. I'll tell you what.
It's crazy that it's so nice here, though. It's if anybody's from Florida listening to this, you know that like it can be downpouring like across the street and sun shining right here.
100%.
And I was almost late today because I was just chilling at the rolling thunderstorm, playing a game. I'm not even joking. It was dark and it was like awesome. I'm just chilling in my living room. And I look at the clock. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go.
Or as the kids say, or AF.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then, so then I got in the car, and as I drove, I drove into nice, which you can see the light coming in from the sun setting over there. It's wild.
Yeah. No,
Florida messes me up, dude. It's
no,
weird.
I do. Every time I say I don't like Florida, and then it does like some really cool things, like what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll see lightning and thunder, and then 5 minutes later, purple and pink blue skies in the evening, nice temperatures, and it's like, wasn't it just like a thunderstorm outside?
Yeah. 10 minutes ago. All right. Well, let's just start this from the top.
All right.
For anybody
Hit me.
For anybody that doesn't really know you, how did you get into music, and what pulled you in and over to like the more industrial or electronic-y, whatever. What do you call your genre?
Well, I call my genre Hermetica.
Okay.
Hermetica, because it makes you ask questions like, why is he doing this?
What is happening?
What am I listening to? Oh, hello, dogs.
Oh,
yeah,
dog.
exactly.
Oh wow.
See, those dogs want to know what the hell's going
Even
on.
the dogs
too.
want to know. Dogs are interested.
See.
Nobody.
I'm a child of the 90s. I started playing guitar when I was 13 years old because I wanted to meet chicks.
Amen, brother. Same.
And
Amen,
I promise
brother.
you people out there, one of the best ways to meet chicks as a 13-year-old boy is to learn how to play the guitar.
Amen.
Yeah.
So my first-
Yeah, you definitely can. Yeah.
Yep. First songs I learned were Nirvana chords.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I
Are we
met
twins?
we might be.
Bro.
We might be. And then I met one of your prior guests and other collaborators, Anthony, who you saw on a prior
Yeah,
podcast.
great guy.
He and I met when we were in our young teenage years. And we started our first band together, basically doing Nirvana covers and Nirvana-inspired
Oh,
songs.
I didn't know you guys knew each other that long.
I've
love
known
that.
Anthony for like 30 years, dude.
Oh,
He's my
cool. Very
brother.
cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Literally, in all respects, my brother.
I didn't know that.
That's-
Very
yeah,
cool.
That's very
Super
cool.
cool. Yep,
Well,
so-
we're building the web in the Chemical Vision universe here. I love this.
Yeah. If you guys were out at their May 30th gig, you would have seen him. He's the lead singer and songwriter for Tonneson, so
Yes,
make sure to
yes.
check them out.
They slayed, and their new songs. Duh.
Yep.
Raven.
So he and I started writing our first songs together when we were teenagers, and then we kept doing that up until our 30s in different ways, shapes, and iterations. And then when I got into my 40s, I started thinking. I said, all right, I've been doing this for 25 years, and all of the songs that we've ever written always, they're different, but it's always approached with the same mindset. You're like, okay, what do we want to write about? what's our idea for the song? And then you sit down and you're like, okay, I want to write a verse. We've got a verse, now we're going to write a chorus. Okay, now we've got a chorus, let's put a guitar solo in there. Now we'll put a bridge, and we'll repeat the verse, we'll repeat the chorus, and then you structure that, and the next thing you know, you have a 3-minute and 30-second long song. That's cool. But I started thinking, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
Why am I doing that? And I remembered something that David Grohl said was, don't bore us, get to the chorus. And I decided I was going to do nothing but 30-second to 1-minute long songs, just hook,
Just choruses?
End.
Yeah.
Nothing but choruses, just hook, end, next song.
Nice.
Hook, end, next song. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So I creatively titled it Album. And I did 64 songs.
Jeez. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep, so that's where I'm at, and there's no limit to genre. It's whatever I'm thinking in my head at that particular time.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful.
Yeah,
Well,
whether
since
it's
we're the
rock-
same age, do you happen to remember a band from back in the late 90s, early 2000s called The O?
I do remember the.
And they wrote
yeah.
like 30-second songs. So I remember
Yeah.
That when you started your set, I was like in the bathroom or somewhere at the back, and I remember it started, and it was, I definitely, what'd you call Hermetic? What'd you say?
Hermetica.
Hermetica. So I definitely was like, wait, what? What is happening? And I felt myself just gravitating towards the front, like, what is happening? I have to be a part of what's happening.
Yeah, because it makes you wonder, like, what is this? What's next?
Yes.
What's coming next?
But then like the fact that like obviously you like weren't serious, but you were serious. It was obvious that it was like a seriously unserious thing. So like once I started to get that, I don't know. I don't know that I got it, but actually after I got it, I liked it, and I really enjoyed
Thank
the
you.
set. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
Appreciate that.
Nice.
Appreciate that.
I've never seen anything like it. That's for fucking sure.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, well, 100%.
Nothing
yeah.
like that. But like I said, the O, I really like them. Their 30-second songs are they're not what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying. It reminded me of that a little bit. Just yeah. Anyway.
Well,
What else?
you've got a wild ear. So like when you're creating a new sound from scratch, what's the process? Are you starting with like a texture? Are you maybe starting with an idea? Or are you tell me?
Usually the way it starts is I have a list on my phone of just either titles or thoughts that I have, all right? And there's probably like 200, 300 different things on there. It's whatever.
Are you just adding to that constantly?
Yeah,
throughout your
whenever
day?
whenever I have an idea, whether it's crazy or silly or stupid or weird or wild, I just write it down. And then after I get done with my slave job, which we all have to do at some point,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting in my recording area, I look at the list and I try to think what jumps out to me as what can I build off of from this idea. And then from that point, that's when I bring up my digital audio workstation. I use Logic Pro X exclusively.
Yep, same.
And then I start usually with the arpeggiator. Like I'll pick a note and I'll put the arpeggiator on it. And yep, exactly. The arpeggiator, like you don't want to use it to write your entire song, but if you're looking for a good jumping off point, you just pick a note or pick 2 or 3 notes, throw it in the arpeggiator, and just play around with the settings. And the next thing you know, you've got the basics of an idea for a song, and then build from there. Build the beat on top of it, build it out with synths, guitars, and then once that's done, then I can start thinking about writing vocals for it.
That's pretty good. I like that. Oh, that's pretty awesome.
No, I feel like I like that because I'm like we're twins. I feel like we're twins,
We might-
man.
we
Like,
might
I
be.
like I like fucking with the arpeggiators too, because just like that, like the rolling. It doesn't have to be that, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know,
You can make it move up and down. You can take out notes. You can extend notes. You can make it like shorter or longer. And the best part about the 30-second song format is that once you have an idea like that,
It's done.
you don't really have to build extra parts onto it. That was always really difficult. Like for me as a songwriter, was like, okay, I have this great idea, this great part. What goes with it?
Yeah.
What's
Yep.
the next part? Like, does that fit? Does it not fit? It was always the weirdest thing. So
We all got folders full of those files.
Yes.
you know, of like this
Yes,
is a cool
sir.
riff, but I can't figure out anything to go with it. You know, like I have countless. Do you have like a riff graveyard of just like stuff that never became a full thing?
I mean, not really. These days, things. I mean, they always have some form of something to them these days. Really, probably since the advent of when I started recording bands and stuff like that. About just like there is probably a graveyard of just song arrangements and different things. Because riff wise, I'll find some project, I'll throw a riff at something.
You are good at that. Now that you say that, I remember you reinventing songs for us. You're like, hey, remember this thing?
Oh yeah.
It would have been something completed.
Yeah,
But you would have been like, oh well, they'll back down the guitars and do this or that, and then
Yeah.
Well,
All right, let's move on to the next question. What do we got?
All
here?
right.
Let's see. Oh, I'm going out of. Okay.
when you first started working,
This one was this one's, and this is my fault, guys. Here on the
did you read my question?
Yeah, I did, because I actually didn't realize I had messed this one up. Typically, I give Tyler some notes and script outline, because we were talking about a future collab, possibly Jeremiah. We got to do a future collab in a Chemical Vision dimension here.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that going, and it's going to be basically the question Tyler's going to ask is what you notice about the Chemical Vision songs that relate to your own songwriting process.
Well, definitely, like from a technical perspective, you guys like to use a lot of synths. A
Yeah,
lot of, like
totally.
synth
Yeah.
poppy, synth wavy kind of stuff, like behind heavy guitars, and that's a lot of what I like to do as well. Like I love the synth wave genre of music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if we were to do a collab, I think that would be an excellent place, like for us to start. Is
Nice.
I think that's actually what. Maybe I'm speaking out of line, but I think we kind of started as a more of that. That was the idea, was to be more like chill and synth wavy, and then like because. No, this isn't a bad thing, but because he's got that inside his little soul,
It is.
just got
It is.
It expanded.
It just slowly got. It just got in there. So it's like
Yeah.
the arpeggiated,
Of course.
and then
I'm-
syncopated.
Well, because
like,
I
heavy
come
drum.
like I'm a metalhead, right? And I grew up like playing the metal stuff. But like a lot of when I was originally playing scenes, there was nowhere I could play as like a metalhead. So I was having to play stuff in the punk and hardcore scene. So that eventually rubbed off on me specifically with like the hardcore. I was going to stuff like that. This place called 688, which was like this small place where we're doing hardcore shows and bands like Trapped Under Ice and
Yeah,
Death Before
Trapped, dude, they're still
Dishonor.
around.
Oh yeah, well I know a couple of guys in Turnstile and stuff like that. No, yeah, so that's all that kind of guitar work, and then made its way really affecting me. And I don't think I can write a song without some chugs or breakdowns.
no.
Well, synthwave and
we have to like physically say it to you, like, hey, let's do one. Let's do a chill one.
Tone it down.
And that's why you get Daughter of the Stars, or
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
we
That's
get
right.
and we have one other one.
Oh yeah.
There was one other one you did. It hasn't come out. It's an idea. I can't remember the name of it right now, but you did it, and Neon Dream. No,
Neon Haze.
Neon Haze.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
put it out, and there was an idea, and I was like, yes. And then you put chunky guitars in, and I was like, no.
No. Actually, I
And
know
then you
which
took 'em back out.
I know
You
which
took 'em
one-
back
I
out.
know which one you're talking about.
You took
yeah,
them back
yeah,
out. You
yeah.
you redid it and made it more. Anyway, sorry, I'm expanding off of this dream or the
that's okay.
synthwave thing. Yes.
Yeah, but chunky guitars tend to go really well with synthwave style music. That syncopated stuff, and
Yeah.
again,
For
we're
sure.
talking about an arpeggiator earlier, like
Yep.
that. You throw out like a syncopated,
and then you put a
overrider bed, and then-
stereo fucking delay on your vocals. Let's go.
and then you got a hit song.
Well, and people forget, like, too, like, and I'll probably, one of the few times, well, I guess I probably should start admitting this more, a huge influence in me. Yes, I was never a big shred guy. I was always a big rhythm guy. I guess shred, as I started getting more into the Gothenburg scene, yes, but Fear Factory, like Dino Cesaris, he was such a huge influence on me. The dude's like, the right hand was so militantly locked. That, and then his Divine Heresy and Assassino.
Didn't he write all
like-
the lyrics too for the band?
Most
of 'em.
it's very possible. I mean, I
Pretty
know
sure he did.
he's like the guy's ridiculously talented. Definitely trying to manifest Chemical Vision opening for Fear Factory. That'd be great.
all right.
That'd be a killer show. Bro.
Right,
Well,
right.
we were just speaking that we grew up on that. I mean, I don't know if he grew up on that specifically, but that's our
It's-
time.
it
That's
was
from
in
our
my- it
time.
was in
Like
my
Fear
sphere.
Factory was like there was nothing like that back then. You
Oh,
would
of course.
remanufacture,
No,
demanufacture.
demanufactured.
Was first, I guess.
Yes.
Remanufacture was like they were one of the first bands. Him and Rob Zombie.
Digimortal.
They were like doing the cool, kind of
Yeah.
adding the EDM shit
Dude.
to it back then. And
That's one of the things too with my dad, my stepdad. He'd sit down with me and we'd watch these Fear Factory tour and videos and like them doing records, and that just it had left such an impression too. I was like, oh yeah,
Nice.
hike.
What's their drummer's name?
No, that's Meshuggah. That's the Meshuggah guy. I know which one. I know which one you're thinking of.
You're close.
I
You're
forget.
close.
They had really big guy.
Yeah.
The original one is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, they were one of the first bands I remember being like, how do people do that double bass? And then also remember hearing like, what's a trigger?
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
but that was like late '90s. I feel like Obsolete was '99 or so, right?
I don't remember, brother. Sorry.
No.
It must have been.
Yeah,
What
look.
year did Obsolete come out?
Do you want me to use?
No, I don't want you to.
I
use
don't know
chips.
why I want to say demanufactured. Maybe no.
Checking the knowledge base.
Yeah, having to check this knowledge base out now. All right, so what's the discography, Tyler?
Was that?
All right.
Oh, sorry, I was looking.
We're looking for the info.
I just wanted to know. Oh,
Hold, please.
1998, bro.
Yeah, you were very close.
okay.
You were very,
So,
very, very,
I was
very,
in-
very close.
I was, like just a few years old when that came out.
Yeah, that's right.
No, we usually on this podcast when we start to out ourselves and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I was in high school way after that song came out."
He was okay. Yeah. So then this was what I was thinking. So demanufactured is 95.
Yeah.
That Obsolete 98, Digimortal 2001.
Yep. That's about where I stopped listening.
Oh, Soul of a New Machine. That's one 92. That's
Man,
great.
the 90s were such a great time for music.
90s were
Yeah,
cool.
that's good. Well, that's great. So, Dino, if by some weird chance you end up listening to this podcast, please listen to Chemical Vision. Like we would totally.
And we
open
want to
up-
hang out. Let's do a song.
We'll open up for Divine Heresy or Fear Factory, Assassino. Let us know.
all the things he's saying. Yeah.
Rock and roll.
That's
Rock
right.
and roll. All right. All right. So here we go. On stage, you bring a serious. Thank you. You bring a serious energy. What's like? I know it's got to be super intentional, right? But what's the thought behind your live show experience? Like, what are you trying to convey? And like, is it like an art form, or are you just expressing yourself?
The show that we played, that was actually my first time doing a live show as a solo performer.
That's great. That's awesome.
I've been a bass player my whole life, so I've always been like behind the singer, behind the guitar player. A bass player gets to hide under their hair, like they don't have to be out in front.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
with you guys, that was my first time ever doing that. So
Hell yeah.
the truth is, I'm still sort of learning like what my live performances are supposed to be or what I want them to be. But ultimately, I want to take, similar to what you guys are doing, I want to take them on a journey, right? I want you to start at one point and then end up at the end at a completely different point than when you started. Now, where that
Yeah.
journey is
Yeah.
going, I'm not 100% sure yet.
Absolutely.
Still working
with,
on
with
it.
your stuff, it's going to be personal. The journey is going to be different for each person. you know?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
some are going to be kind of mad at you at the end. Some are going to be happy. Some are going to be confused. That's the cool thing. I'm serious. I'm not trying
And
to be mean.
that's probably
no,
the
I get
secret.
you,
I
man.
think that's what's cool
Yeah.
about it because it's like so like wild. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
what am I listening to?
What's happening? Yeah, no, I was really enthralled.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There we go. All right. All right. Next one's on you, Tyler. What's the next question we got here?
What's your? Well, we kind of already maybe you said this.
I was thinking about that.
We can reiterate. So it's asking what's your favorite piece of gear right now. We already kind of talked. We didn't say your favorite gear. You were talking about. Yeah, we kind of did. We talked about.
Yeah, we talked about plugins a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
did.
So
talk
like
about
stereo
plugins.
delay, but like I get then what's like the number? Then what's the one piece of recording gear maybe right that no matter what session you're doing.
Wait, I got a question.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
What kind of microphone do you use? I know you
I use the
Logic.
Rode NT1A mic for everything.
Oh, there we go for all of our tech
Nice,
guys.
nice microphone.
I don't know
Cheap.
it, but cool.
It's
I
cheap.
know
Yeah,
exactly
it's
what you're
cheap.
talking
It's solid quality. Like it's not for. It's specifically for dynamic recording of basically anything. Like it's not for podcasts. It's not designed just for guitars. You can use it for anything, and it's only like $400, which
Okay.
by microphone
So-
standards
Yeah, that's
is pretty cheap.
That's what mine is. Mine's even less. I think I have like a
AKG 3000 or something like
Yeah.
that. So it's something, it's like just deserves a little basket or the crow's nest or whatever you call that thing.
So if you had one mic that you have in your studio, if you could only have one mic in your entire studio, that's the one mic you would have.
That's the only one that I've been using for the last 10 years.
I got you.
I've
So
got three different
if you had
ones.
to record drums, do anything, you would use that mic.
Sennheiser drum mics have a lot to go for that.
So
but-
if you only have one mic, I'm just throwing you a curveball.
Oh, okay, that is a curveball.
Because I have an
SM58?
I'm asking you because I have an answer.
I would, but I'd use two of them. On each side, like two of the same type of mic, though.
Nope.
Just one mic?
One period.
Then yeah, probably yeah. If I just had one room mic, I'd put it way in the background. I'd put it down at an angle like this.
I'll give you this. You can single track each shell. But
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but even if it was just one single room mic,
Yeah.
from my experience, it's the best mic for the price. Absolutely excellent.
that's actually pretty.
That's awesome.
That's a pretty good one.
Now I want to look at it. Although I just literally today purchased a
SM57
The
is my answer.
SM57B.
That's a classic
Look,
microphone,
it's classic.
For me, I would say the SM57 is what I would say would be if I only have one mic and one mic only to record with. That's the one. That's the one I would use.
Oh, I had the B. I ordered the B. Is that the same thing?
You have to 58.
No, it's the 57B.
No, I think you have 58. I think you have 57 because 57's and I'm like trying to show you like I have it in my hand.
That's that one, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one I bought.
yeah, the one that won the.
The one that you
It's got
hold.
the flat cap on the front.
Yeah.
Yep, those are great mics for vocals. The SM50.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fabulous. for
Yeah,
vocals.
that too. And it was they can be great for hi hats and drums and shells. That's why I would say 57, just because it can be pretty versatile and not a lot of people think about it.
Yeah.
But all right, well then, how about this? From your perspective, what's the chemistry like when you're writing or producing songs with people besides just like writing solo?
Again, going back to Anthony, because he and I have been doing this forever. I'm more of an ideas kind of guy. Like, I'm the one that'll say, "What if we try for this vibe?" And then I'll see what you play. Yeah, I'll see what you play, and I'll go, okay, and then I'll see if I can either match to that or add to it, and then I'll see if I can add either one more note to what you have, and then you could add one more note to what I know, and then I'd like for it to be a give and a take during the writing process, rather than just somebody coming in saying, "Here's the chord sheet, man, play."
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
You know?
I like that too. And Anthony's I've written songs with him as well, and he's really good at the back and forth, and it's fun with him because then when you do it, it's more exciting when two people are together. When you're writing a song alone and it sounds good, it's fun. But when you're doing it with somebody else and you're like, but then we say this and then oh, dude, yeah. As it starts to build, it gets proverbial boner, you know.
I guess you know.
You don't know. You write alone.
Yeah,
Poor
I'm just not that kind of guy. It's for me. It's just like mixing and doing everything else as a business. It's just like I'm not the guy. I don't need to write to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a business. It's something that I'm doing as like a career. So I never think of like I'm just like I don't need to like
Fuck
put
people.
something. I don't
Fuck
need.
people.
Well, also like I don't need to have somebody's opinion just to have their opinion. If something is flowing and it's efficient,
sure.
I'm just gonna
That's super
we're just gonna
annoying.
go with it.
But if you have somebody that you like their opinion and they're a good writer, sometimes it's
For sure, but
sometimes it's fun.
Oh, we just had a taster's choice moment.
So it's let me correct Tyler over here. It's not saying that I don't take people's opinions.
No, I
it's
know.
the fact that like I'm just not the guy that's ever going to slow down a process to be like, well, what do you do if I'm on a vein of gold? Oh yeah, we're gonna keep chasing it. And that to be said, I guess I should iterate. If the writing partner is also on the vein of gold, chase the vein of gold. Like serve the song.
Yeah,
you know.
that's what I'm
you
saying.
know.
Well, everybody's got their process of how they do things,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
beautiful things about music is nobody does it the same way. Like there's no two people that does it exactly the same way.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
true creativity comes from those varying points of view and those varying approaches to how it's done.
Yeah, it's kind of like painting. Sometimes it would be really hard to paint a painting together if you're trying to do your little strokes and I want to do big broad strokes and you're like, no, that I want little strokes.
For
it
sure.
doesn't make sense.
For sure.
So I can understand.
Oh, okay.
But I do like writing with Anthony. Is all I'm saying because he's a fun. He's just
Anthony is the man. It's basically what we're saying.
He gets excited. He gets excited about it, and then that gets me excited.
Yep,
and
that's my brother.
Yeah. It helps snowball into something anyway.
Oh,
I agree.
I'm like, where are we at here? Oh, wow. We still have a few segments to get through, but we'll get through them little by little.
Fine.
Let's go to a final question on here in the interview. What's next for you, Jeremiah? And what is like the biggest thing that you're looking forward to explore with your solo act here?
Well, the next thing is coming on the Chemical Vision pod. Oh, wait, I'm doing that right now.
That a boy.
All right.
Boy.
So
we'll give you 20 later for that.
The next thing after this is back into the headphones and writing more songs.
Cool. Very cool.
My first album was called Album. My second album is going to be called Album Volume 2. I've already got some of that out on my YouTube channel, which is at Dreamy Jives. A link in the description.
At Dreamy Jives, I like that.
Yep. So just more writing, more creating. It's no rest for the wicked.
How many songs are on the first album?
64.
Or on album?
Yeah, 64. Yeah, 64.
Very cool. Very cool.
Album Volume 2 probably won't be that much. Plus, there'll be longer songs on there, like 3-minute songs, something a little bit more traditional.
A real song?
Yeah, real songs, right? And then once I'm done with that, I was thinking the next one will be called Album Volume 3. If you can see where I'm going with this, and I just keep repeating that until I'm dead.
Okay. Well, I like how he's got a plan here.
You got to have a plan. Even having a bad plan is better than having no plan.
That's true. Yep. I like it.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, can we drop the link in there for them?
Absolutely.
These kids?
Yeah, absolutely. Link in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll make sure to just send me that link later. I'll make sure to get it in there.
Will do.
All right. So then that takes us to segment 3, behind the sequence.
I think I already used that one, but I only have 4. I could clap.
You could do claps. That works.
All right, behind the sequence, everybody.
Yeah. This is where we break down a moment from one of our songs and kind of peel back a layer or two, let you know what's going on.
Break it down.
What are we doing here? Yeah, break it down. Tyler, what are we doing here?
Well, today we are breaking down the section from our newest single. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it says insert. I'm like, oh,
insert song here.
Yeah, okay. So the song would be Equilibrium because it's coming out soon.
Yes.
So this is, well, I don't agree with exactly what it says here because I don't know if it's exactly true, right? The part where the synth swells into the guitar hit?
Correct. You're
Does
right.
it do that?
No. Well, just literally at that beginning for.
Oh, yeah, okay.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the new song, I'm going to get stammered up, or whatever the word is. I will stammer my words over the new song because it is my favorite of the 15. This will be the 15th song that we've written together, right?
Yeah.
Or is it 10?
I mean, that we put out.
I'm sorry.
That we put
Our
out
10th
10
song
but
put out.
15 that we've got.
So the ones after this, we can't talk about those yet.
Yeah.
We could, but we can't.
Yeah.
But I think it's my favorite song to date that we've done.
No, totally.
And
looking forward to hearing it, man.
Well,
And we'll show you a piece of it off air. We'll show you a piece of it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for it. It's just because I think that we it's corny to say. I feel like we like this whole vibe of we found this vibe of like
100%.
wanting to do this. This kind of wave like, hey, if you want to lift your hand in the air, or
Industrial arena emo rock.
Yeah. I want it to be dark and sad, but then have a little moment of but it's okay. The sun is shining and we're all feeling good about ourselves.
See, that's what I like. See, and that's what I've really started to get attached to with your writing and your lyrics now is that it almost seems like the MO, the modus operandi of what you're doing is it's ultimately it's like I'm going to deal with this thing, but ultimately it's positive, and here I am at the other side.
Well, you know why that happens? It's because when I gut right,
Right.
it comes out really negative.
The dark and negative, right? And then you try to like, punch it up, if you will.
Like therapy. I went to lots of therapy,
Yeah,
so like
well, there
I
we go. That's
therapize.
good.
Yeah, you get it.
I like that. I like that a lot. What do you think about that, Jeremiah?
I love it, man. Are you guys going to have a kind of breakdown in there? Is it not that type of song?
We can, although we've talked about this before on this podcast. That's copyrighted.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. There's some
I did not know that.
some lawyers.
It's like a German company or something, right?
Yeah.
There must
So now
be.
I
There
just
must
say,
be a way.
yuck.
There you go. Yeah.
Ill.
That's cool, man. Yeah, positivity in the songs. Like people love that stuff. You get their hands waving back and forth. Get the audience interaction.
If you start in real and like dig in, kind of deep, and it's like, oh, well, I'm feeling down and I want to die, but I don't want to die, and so because that's emo, you know what I mean? Like,
It's like listen, no doubt we live in a broken world, but I guess it's like trying to find some positivity
Things
in there.
are wild right now, dude.
That's what music and entertainment is supposed to be, is to take you out of that world that you live in and show you something different.
100%. So, and in my mind, it should always be something positive, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm going to throw in a quick moment here in the middle of this podcast to throw a quick 2 shout-outs, and one of them is going to be to our first podcast sponsor. Shout out to Cass, who long-time fan and friend, who will be a Florida resident. Also next
week.
Oh, there we go. And then also
I wasn't ready.
No worries. And then to our next one is our buddy known on the internet as Foxton, but also our first sponsor of the podcast is Grumpy Gnome Home Inspections. If you need a home inspection here in Pinellas County,
We got you.
We got you. Grumpy Gnome Inspections. Grumpy Gnome Home Inspection has you. Hit up Foxton on Facebook,
Chris.
Instagram, Chris.
Oh, maybe it's Foxton on Instagram.
It is. But anyway, I know for a fact Grumpy Gnome Home Inspections, first sponsor of the Chemical Vision podcast.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm going to be looking him up as soon as I get home.
Yeah.
Do it. Follow him.
I don't
find
have
him.
a home to inspect, but I'll find something.
He'll inspect
I'll find
something for you.
Yeah, he'll
If you give him money, he'll that sounds wrong. I don't mean sorry.
Let's rephrase that. Can we cut that out? Can we cut that out later?
No, don't edit it out. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
All right. Well, that takes us now into we're gonna go to segment 4 here. Signal boost.
Oh, I don't have any more sounds, so
I'll just that'll be me doing it, or no?
go ahead. Yeah, I saw your finger on that one, so it's like, you go ahead and you push that one.
All right. So what's this one about, Tyler?
Well, this one's Signal Boost time. So it's a shout out to other creators and bands doing cool shit right now. Like you.
I am a creator.
Yeah.
No, I know you are a creator, but who are you shouting at right now? Like who's on your repeat in your car?
Like a local band that you want to give them like a little bit of a platform right now, a little bit of a signal boost.
Well,
too.
I'll say my friend's band Disaster Piece. They're a local tribute act, the 2000s mixtape experience, Best of the Bay award-winning act, Disaster Piece.
I know them
playing
guys.
songs from
They're
Metallica, from Seven Dust,
Nice.
from
Korn.
They do everything. Like they do everything. They're great. The guitar player Chris Kennedy and I have been good friends for quite a while. They are a class act. Highly recommend Disaster Piece.
He did sound for us, actually.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff.
You played that show in
Yes,
Validity.
Chris Kennedy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My good friend, man.
right.
Disaster Piece.
Good dude.
Check him out.
Beautiful.
Nice.
I like that. How about you, Tito?
I'm gonna have to shout out Cruel Curses.
Oh,
My boy Ryan just put out the second half.
Top down, another great act.
Does the devil dream of blue skies? I believe. I'm sorry, Ryan, if you were watching and I fucked that up, but he's the master of writing 30-minute songs.
Yes, I'm gonna say.
No, totally
wild,
he is.
crazy.
My first experience with them was that we're going to come out and play 2 songs,
Yep.
but it's a 45-minute set, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and he's he's an orchestrating genius, and he writes it all, and he's crazy, and I mean he's literally crazy. Boy, you know you're crazy. But like, but the music comes out. It's wild. It's really good. That's my favorite local band for a long time. Let me rephrase that. That's my favorite local band that's still together. There's a few others I used to like until I knew the guitar players or whatever, in the band. Like Agia was really good.
I was like, where are we going with this one?
Yeah, no, I didn't want to not give Gia a shout out because Gia was
You
my
got it.
shit.
You got to do
Thank
it.
you.
You
Thank
got
you.
It was my shit.
We appreciate. I appreciate that.
I'm sad that it's gone, but still.
Well, you know, here we
On
go.
to the new chapter so that I can join in
That's right.
to the madness.
That's right.
There wouldn't be time. There wouldn't be room for me if Gia was around.
Oh,
So.
there we go. Well, also, for me,
Oh yeah, you. What do you think?
Wire Throne right now.
Not Murder the Crow? Oh.
Who? You dummy.
I don't know what he's. Sorry, go on. Wire Throne? Wire
But
Throne.
yeah, Bird the Crow, Wire Throne. Yeah, totally Wire Throne. They actually, I'm good friends with James. Big fan of everything he's been doing. The guy's been working super hard. They just recorded. I know they just recorded their EP, part of their EP with Sukov down at Audio Hammer.
Are they Tampa based? St. Pete based? Where
Yep.
I'm not familiar with them. I'll have to check them
Tampa.
out.
He
I haven't
also
heard of
works
him either,
with. He
but-
also works with Kyle, our buddy Kyle.
Oh, nice. What are they called?
Wire Throne.
I'm gonna cue it up for the rad home.
Yeah, great,
Sweet. Me too, man.
great band, melodic death band. You know, he was very much influenced by like In Flames, like his favorite band, stuff like that.
Dope.
But I've been playing around him in bands of different kind, even Orlando for years. Guy's been grinding his butt off. Really put together a great set of tracks. That he let me hear some of the demos of the new stuff coming out. And it's killer. It's really good. I'm really stoked to hear that. So as far
looking
as like
forward to
this,
hearing it.
yeah, absolutely. So as far as signal boost for me,
Okay.
Wire Throne. Yeah, that's so yeah. Helmet Head. That was like their latest signal.
Dope.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
check
definitely be checking them out.
I also and shout out. I also won their contest and I got a cool shirt from them recently too. So yeah. So
That
yeah.
you're not wearing tonight.
Yeah, I know that I'm not wearing. Well, it's in the laundry right now.
Oh,
but
yeah. You gotta wash them first.
yeah.
You gotta wash them first.
But awesome. Thank
Oh.
you again, guys. So yeah, there we go. All right, so that's all for Signal Boost. We got Signal 5 before we wrap up here. This is what's next.
Yeah, what is next, man?
Well, we got new music in the pipeline.
Yep.
This next single is like getting wrapped up.
It's actually. I think we're done with it. No, I think we're done recording. I just need to like send you the rest of the stuff, right?
Yep.
I think we're finally.
So yeah, I
feel
can
like
mix.
Nate and I.
Yeah, a great session. I was really stoked about what's going on, guys. I can't wait to show you here in a bit. But it's really probably my favorite thing that I've put out probably in a long time.
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I appreciate your guys' release schedule. How you like don't wait too long to release stuff. Like
thank
it
you,
comes
absolutely.
out on like regular enough basis to keep us satiated out there. Like, what's the next
Absolutely.
song coming out? And it's like, okay, here it is.
Thank you.
Then we wait a little while.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
keep it
No,
up.
that-
You guys got a good
Thank you,
rhythm
man.
going on with that.
We appreciate you noticing because that is it's like kind of like one of our shticks, or I don't want to
Yeah,
call it a shtick.
No, but that is very
that's like
much
one of our things. It's like, all right, guys, every 6 weeks we're gonna put out a song, and so it's like, ish. That's always been the goal.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes
Try to stay.
sometimes they take a little longer. 'cause
100%. We try to stay somewhat consistent. You know.
Yeah.
And
sometimes the ones that we think are going to be, I remember we've joked about it a lot. Like, oh, this is the one, and then we go and it fights and fights and fights you in the studio, and you're like,
yeah. And then it's the
Oh,
one that
and then
you expected to suck. It ends up being really cool.
Yeah, it comes out
You're
like, oh my.
and you're like, oh, well, where did this sleeper come? That's
Yeah,
happened to us.
exactly.
Yeah, that's happened to us.
That's the beauty of the studio, man. You never really
this
know.
this one was like one of those ones. Equilibrium. I feel like Johnny sent the music. Typically, our process is Johnny writes the music alone with no one else listening or touching him.
No,
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. We looked at him. Oh, God, I gotta start all over again.
He knows. He deals with my artistic nature.
He's definitely an artistic person on the spectrum. So no. He'll send it over, and then Nate and I will either together or sometimes in different places, but typically together we'll kind of attack it and just hit record and see what happens, and just kind of go.
That's all you can do, man.
You broke me.
Sorry, you're getting outed. But shit! Now I forgot what I was
Sorry,
saying because I also have ADD, so my brain goes pew pew. I don't know. I lost what I was saying. Sorry.
Must not have been that important.
No, it was not. Nothing I ever say ever.
Wrong.
I don't think is ever important.
Oh, I was talking about writing with Nate.
That's the only part I remember.
I've done that. I've written with Nate as well.
Shout out Nate.
Shout out Nate. Shout out Nate Wade.
For not
Hey,
being here.
speaking of that, you want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
How can you tell if your lead singer's at the front door?
How?
You got to pay for the pizza?
No, he can't find the key and he never knows when to come in.
Nice.
Where's that? But that's perfect.
I said an answer to thank you.
I said an answer to another one. It's like, how do you get a drummer off your porch? That's pay for the pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or what do you call a bass player without a girlfriend?
What's that?
Baroque.
Nice.
Got a million of them.
What do you
baby.
throw a drowning guitar player?
I have no idea.
His amp.
See, this should be a new segment for you guys. Jokes. Tell some stupid musician jokes.
Well, there we go. See, this is what we get for having him on here. We're gonna do segment. Well, thank you for adding more to the show here. We really do appreciate that.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to come on here and talk with you guys.
Dude, Jeremiah, thank you for pulling up. This has been an awesome episode. We definitely need to make this happen again. So now we've had
longest episode
Anthony
ever.
Tellison, I know, which is
We talked for 15
you have the record
minutes.
of now of having the longest chemical.
You have the
Vision
record of the
episode ever.
longest.
Episode
baby.
13.
You have the longest.
Woo! Bam! Wow!
All right.
Well, thanks for having me on. Get
100%.
Chemical Vision. Love you guys. Thanks again.
Thank you, brother.
My name's Jeremiah, and I will see you in the future.
Check out album.
All right, guys. Yeah, check it out. Album by Jeremiah, and then album volume 2.
It'll be in the comments.
description. We'll
description.
definitely
Maybe
have
over there
links there. But
It's down here.
I'm Johnny Chase.
I'm
this
Tyler.
And this is.
I'm Jeremiah.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, keep the vision. Keep dreaming.
Yeah,
Peace.
keep doing stuff.